to set up my bullet journal at the beginning of the school year, just to kind of get everything planned out for my year and get everything sort of organized. I started bullet journaling a couple of years ago as a way to get rid of digital fog, where I felt like I was never fully keeping track of anything, and I decided that I need to go back to writing it down, which helps me immensely with keeping information organized. So I got this new bullet journal this year. It's a Leuchtturm, but it's a specific bullet journal edition one. So it has 3 lovely page markers, which I'm quite excited about. Besides that, it's pretty similar to all of their other journals. I've had them in the past. So I start, obviously, as I'm building things, writing things into my index makes it nice and easy for me to find things right away. So I was trying to think of some kind of a theme for this year, this school year, and I just feel like creativity is kind of the key thing. And so I came up with this idea of just really letting creativity take flight. And I forgot, this is for 2019, 2020. Can you believe it? 2020. Wow. Okay. So the first thing that I like to have is a year at a glance, where I put in the school calendar, and our administration at our school gives us this usually during the first week, and it basically has our school's important dates all laid out for each month. And so I really like to have this kind of pre-laid out with the months, and then I can go ahead and write in the special days that are already part of our calendar, like PA days are in here. We'll have things like Take Your Kid to Work Day and parent-teacher conferences. So I'll be able to have that stuff sort of organized, and I flip to this all the time to help me keep organized, have an idea where I'm at with pacing with my classes. I find this very useful. So I've just got all the months in there, and then lots of space where I can write in the different events that are happening each month. I like to make a page for parent conferences, whether it's phone calls, parent-teacher interviews. I think it's really important to keep in contact with parents and let them know how their student is progressing. And I like to take notes just so then I can reference back when I'm phoning back for follow-up or anything like that. I've got that information so I can see just really quickly what we discussed last time. And I try to make an effort, and I think this is very important, to call home for every student and find something that's a positive to phone home. A lot of times parents are used to getting a phone call because something hasn't gone well, and I prefer, if I can, to really take note of the positives and call home for that kind of stuff if I can. So I like to have that page all set up, ready to go. This is something that I added, I'm trying to think, maybe 2 years ago to my bullet journal. So this is a page where I write down funny things that students say, because let me tell you, they are hilarious. And I like to remember, or maybe it's something that they wrote on an exam or a test, like a funny response, you know? So I like to record those, and I can reflect back on them and remember the students and the funny things that they said. This is just what it looks like. It's a brain dump page, just writing down random ideas, things that I have, maybe part of my reflecting process, or things that I need to add or change. I just like to have a page where I can just sort of written diarrhea, just lay everything out and not worry too much about it. Textbook lists, I like to track these, student name, textbook number. I like to physically track those so that I know, and especially because it always happens, the bell will go, the classroom empties, and then there's a book or two that are just for some reason laying around on a desk or in a desk or on a shelf, and the student may not have, despite the instructions, written their name inside. So it's kind of nice. I can quickly go, oh, this missing textbook here, 437, is this student's book, and then I can give it to them when I see them next. So I like to just have a quick look at who's got which textbooks, and I've already got it set up for my English classes because I know which texts I'll be signing out, so I can go ahead and put that in there. This page, student conferences. At the beginning of every class, I like to just take 5 minutes to sit down with a student and ask them what they need from me in the classroom, how they best learn, are there any accommodations or things that they need for instruction or for test taking or anything like that. Just what do they need from me to optimize their learning, and I take that and I write that down as notes. And I'll try to check in with them at midterm, because a lot of times at the beginning of the semester they'll say, oh, I don't know, nothing. And then I'll check in at midterm and say, like maybe we should try a couple strategies for something, and just keep updating what's happening with them and how they're feeling about what they need in the classroom. So I like to do that, and then I've got the notes so I can keep track. Then I've left a few pages just because semester 2 I'm probably going to put in a new set of textbook pages and different things like that. So I just like to leave myself a bit of space so I can pop some extra pages in here for whatever comes up at the beginning. And then I started in September, and I was at a loss for a theme, but I was thinking about how I'm going to be meeting all my new students and they're going to be superstars, so I just went with the star thing here, let all the stars shine. So cute. Yeah. And then monthly layout for September. Our school rotates on a weekly schedule, so we have 4 different setups. Each week it's a different week, 1, 2, 3, 4. Got the PA day in there. Again, I'll be able to put in specific events as they come up, like take your kid to work day and different things like that, pep rallies, that sort of stuff. I'll be able to have that in here and just look at it right away. And then I went ahead and just made my simple weekly layout that I'm going to use for this week. So I like to usually start out with like something very simple, and as the week goes on I tend to like add things to it, doodlies and whatever. But here I just like to lay out my periods for my schedule, and I'll fill in things for my classes, any lunch meetings, after school meetings, I've got space for that, any notes, and then sort of like a priority to-do list. I like to keep it really simple, but what are the top things that I need to get sorted out for the week? So that's where I'm at right now with my bullet journal for this year. I thought you might be interested to see how I set it up for my school year. Okay. I hope everybody has a great year.